Hello, dear students. Good morning to all of you. Once again I am here, Lalit Kumar P. Bhaiya, Associate Professor, Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering Department, Bharati College of Engineering and Technology, Durg. Dear students, in last video, you have studied transistor part 1. That was the basics of the transistors. Because transistor plays an important role. So, I have told in last video what is transistor, what are the types of transistor, what are the two junctions of the transistor, what are the regions of operation of the transistor. That we have already seen. There are basically three types of operation of transistors. Number one is the active region, in which base to emitter junction is forward bias and base to collector junction is reverse bias. In second operation, transistor in cutoff region. Cutoff region is the region where both the junctions, base to emitter and base to collector junction, are reverse bias. And saturation region, where both the junctions, base to emitter and base to collector junction, is forward bias. Rather than these three basic operations, that is active region, cutoff region and saturation region, there may be two more regions in which you can operate the transistor, called as inverse active region, where transistor will work as an inverse amplifier and the transistor will work like a avalanche region. The junctions of the transistor, reverse bias junction, can be worked as an avalanche. So these region of operations we have seen. Later on we will see the main characteristics of the transistor is the operating point of a transistor. That is Q point, quiescent point. Before that, in this video we will start from what are the different current components of the transistor as an amplifier. The main purpose of the transistor is to amplify the low level signals. So we use the transistor as an amplifier in active region, that is base to emitter junction forward bias and base to collector junction reverse bias. Now let us see this transistor current component. You can observe carefully this figure. I will make it close. You can see this is the emitter section, this is the collector section, and this green part is shown as a base region. The emitter region is heavily doped. This is NPN type transistor. So it is heavily doped by the pentavalent atom. And this collector region is also heavily doped by the pentavalent atom. While this base region is lightly doped by the trivalent atom, P-type transistor, because the majority charge carrier in this base region are the holes, which are very less compared to this majority charge carrier in emitter and collector section. The majority charge carrier in the emitter side is the negatively charged electrons, as well as majority charge carrier in collector side is the negatively charged electrons. NPN transistor. Now these electrons will move to the base and the same electrons will be carried forward to the collector. That means the function of the collector is to collect these electrons, and some holes are there in the base region. So in base there will be a recombination of these electrons which are flowing from emitter to the base. Due to base has a very less amount of positively charged holes which are also majority, but the area of the base is low and doping density is also low. Therefore, less amount of holes are available here. So, electrons from the emitter side will travel to the base and again will travel to the remaining electrons will travel to the collector. So, there is a recombination of the electrons and holes available in the base region. This recombination will produce the current, and the holes which are available will travel to the N-type electrons, N-type emitter side. So current will be flowing from this emitter section to this P section, and this current will be flowing from opposite direction of the flow of the electrons. So here you can see the component of the emitter current consisting of this IEO, I suffix EO. That means it is a emitter current with base to emitter terminal is open. That means when no battery is applied, whatever the current is available due to recombination and other phenomenon. And this is the IEP here shown here. This is the current due to this battery is connected after the recombination. So total current will be, this emitter current will be equal to IB, that is base current plus collector current IC. Always remember, in transistor, this current, emitter current is the 100%, while base current is about 2%, and 98% is the collector current. So this 98% plus 2% is equal to 100%. IE is always equal to IB plus IC. This current, direction of current is shown here, IE, and here direction of current, collector current. So current flows from collector to emitter side, this base to emitter side. So this IE will be equal to this IB plus this IC. This is the reverse bias junction, base to collector, while this is forward bias junction, base to emitter. You can see here, this N type of emitter is connected to N type of battery, and this P is connected to this base. Similarly, this collector is N type of connected to P type of battery, and this is connected to base. N type is connected to base. So this is the current components of a transistor. Sometimes question may be asked you, draw the basic diagram of the current components of a transistor and explain it. So you can draw this diagram of the current component and explain it in short. What is emitter current, what is collector current, what is base current, and how the emitter current is 100%. You have to explain this thing, right? Now next is this symbolically diagram you can see here. This is called as transistors in circuits. We can connect. This is the NPN transistor, NPN base, emitter, base, collector, NPN transistor. And this base to emitter junction make forward bias. P is connected to P and this N is connected here. And this junction is made reverse bias. N is connected to P. The battery at the collector is maybe a VCE is written here. This is the voltage actually. We will refer the battery in terms of plus VCC and minus VEE or VCC. And this is VBE, base to emitter voltage. This is collector to emitter voltage. This is the flow of collector current and emitter current and base current. IE is always equal to IB plus IC. This is the structure and use of NPN transistor. Because the electric field existing between base and collector caused by VCE, the majority of these electrons cross the upper PN junction into the collector to form the collector current IC that I have already told you. Because of the supply due to VCE, the majority of these electrons cross the upper PN junction into the collector to form the total collector current. The remainder of the electrons recombine with the holes in the base, the majority carrier in the base, making the current through the base connection to form the base current IB. So majority charge recombination in the base will form the base current IB, while the flow of the electrons to the collector from the emitter will form the collector current IC. That is a collection of electrons in the IC collector section. As shown in the diagram, the emitter current IE is the total transistor current, which is the sum of the other terminal currents. That is, IE is equal to IB plus IC. Always remember this equation. Then you can go through this diagram. This is the basic transistor amplifier. Circuit diagram. Circuit diagram of a transistor as an amplifier. You can see here, this is the VCC, about 10 volt is applied here. This is the practical approach diagram. This is the collector resistance working as a load resistance RL. This is the biasing resistor RB. It's called as a base bias. From collector to base, this RB is connected so that DC supply will be given to the base also through this RB. This is called as biasing resistor. Emitter is grounded and this is PNP transistor. PNP transistor. Therefore, minus 10 volt is applied so that collector becomes a reverse bias and base to emitter becomes a forward bias. Here, coupling capacitor at the input site is used to avoid the distortions from the input signal. Here this input signal is given here. You can see this red mark positive half cycle goes to the input. You will get the negative at the output. This half cycle will be opposited in amplified version. This negative goes here. You will get the positive here. 180 degree out of phase. This is called as common emitter amplifier. Basically, there are three types of the amplifier used with the transistor. One is the common emitter amplifier, where the emitter is common between base and collector. Another is the common base amplifier, where base is the common between emitter and collector. And common collector amplifier, where collector is common between input and output. That is a base and emitter. So these three type of amplifiers are used, out of which this uses the PNP transistor and emitter is common between this input and output, that is between base and collector. So this is called as common emitter amplifier. This diagram is shown properly with the NPN transistor. Here we use the plus 10 volt. This collector to base junction made reverse bias and this made forward bias. So this is with NPN transistor, this is with PNP transistor, and this is with NPN transistor. The operation will remain the same. Only you have to connect the supply here plus 10 volt, while with the PNP minus 10 volt. Otherwise, the operation will remain the same. This is input and this is output. So this is NPN transistor and above is the PNP transistor. With Q1 properly biased, Q1 is the transistor 1 here, properly biased, direct current flows continuously with or without an input signal throughout the entire circuit. It is introduced to the circuit by the coupling capacitor and is applied between the base and emitter. As the input signal goes positive, the voltage across the emitter base junction becomes more positive. This is in effect increases forward bias, which causes the base current to increase at the same rate as that of the input sine wave. Therefore, you will get the output. Here is the example of analog electronic system, which is particularly FM stereo receiver, where these amplifiers are used. Just we have seen. You can see here, this is the FM stereo receiver, RF amplifier, local oscillator, mixer, IF amplifier and demodulator. These circuits are used, and in all these circuits we use such type of amplifiers which we have seen. This is a 75 ohm 10 microvolt antenna with 88 to 108 megahertz. This is the 8 ohm speaker at the outside, and this is also 8 ohm speaker. This is the right channel audio amplifier, and this is the left channel audio amplifier. So to drive this speaker, audio amplifiers are used with a frequency range of 50 Hz to 15 kHz as an audio frequency. This is the range, within the range. And here 120 volt AC 60 Hz supply is given to this circuit, and this will be converted into the DC supply for 10 volt and given to this amplifier. These are the applications of the transistor amplifier. Example of an analog electronic system. I have considered this FM. There are so many applications in TV receivers, mixers, etc. In tape recorders, in audio recorders, audio amplifiers, we can use transistor as an amplifier. Here you can see, this is the audio amplifier. This is the input source resistance RS. This is the source and this is the load. So you will get the output across this load resistance. A complex periodic signal can be represented as the sum of many individual sine waves. We consider only one component with amplitude Vs is equal to 1 millivolt and frequency Ws with 0 phase. Signal is used as a reference. This is the input signal and this is the output signal. Vs is equal to Vs sin omega st and V0 is equal to V0 sin omega st plus theta. There is a phase difference between this input and output, that is theta, and there is an amplified signal, that is amplitude V0. So this is the application, and diagrammatically waveform you can see here the amplifier remains linear over only a limited range of input and output. This is the input, this is the output amplified. This is the input negative part, this is the output amplified. Again this is input and this is output amplified. And this shows the linearity. This shows the saturation level of the outputs. So you can draw this diagram for the input and output waveforms from the amplifier. Amplifier saturation levels. These levels are the amplifier saturation. Maybe a plus 9.5 volt if the 10 volt is given. saturation may be just less than the supply voltage. So this is the introductory about the amplifier. We will go the details of the transistor, and then we have a basic study of the low frequency parameters of the transistor. It's called as a hybrid parameters. So we will deal with the hybrid parameters also in the next video. Thank you very much for listening this today's video. I request you go through the details from the book also, refer my notes available, and study carefully. If you have any problem, you can ask me at any time. Thank you very much.